Hi, Richard Moore here from 8-Step So welcome to the next startup business tip of the day. I'm doing 30 of these from authors, professors and startup business leaders. Today's one is about working with mistakes. There's a lot of rhetoric out there, of course, about learning from failures, expecting to fail, it being part of business. You need to make mistakes to grow and things like that. And while all of that is true, at the same time, it's said by the likes of Warren Buffett from Berkshire Hathaway that he makes mistakes, just fewer than other people. And it's a really good point here. You recognize, sure, you're never going to get everything perfect first time. However, you do want to recognize that while mistakes are part of the journey to growing and building your startup, at the same time, you don't want to have that as, your path being littered with them. So do your best to minimize mistakes. And the way to really do that is to look to other people who have already trodden your path, or elements of the path that you are treading, be it in how you deal with your finances, how you brand yourself, how you market yourself, or simply how you produce your product and proposition, or whatever it might be. In whichever element, look to people and see how they've become prevalent in their space. So the best way to look at how to work around people's mistakes isn't to look for their mistakes, it's to look for people who are really successful and emulate the elements that you're trying to put out yourself. So for example, if I wanted to be very, very good at social media on Twitter, what I would be looking for is someone who within my space has, as in my particular industry or field, has a great following and is doing getting the kind of traction I was after. So they do a tweet and they get loads of retweets and responses and comments and things like that, and a lot of likes from it. If that was important to me, rather than trying to work out what their mistakes were, what I'm going to look at is what they're doing to get these good results, and that's what I'm looking to copy. Because the thing is, that person who's doing very well in your space has gone through all of these mistakes, these trial and error and things like that, and you are learning from their mistakes to a fair degree by focusing on what they do right now. Okay, because inherent in doing what they're doing now that's making them successful, you are also, of course, not doing what they did to make themselves unsuccessful, perhaps at the beginning when they were making lots of mistakes. But in doing this, you still need to think, what actually are they doing? Try and analyze what they're doing rather than just simply parrot their approach, because you need to understand, well, what it actually is. What is the formula here? Is it that they post every hour? Is it that they perhaps they always post with a question? Is it perhaps that they always post with a link or a blog article? What is it actually that you can define that is making them successful? Because if you don't know, then you're always going to be trying to kind of just copy it and get the general vibe without understanding the science. So learning from people's mistakes is often about looking for the best person and looking at an analysis of why they're being successful, and that inherently will help you avoid the mistakes that person originally had to deal with. More startup tips tomorrow. We're almost done. I think there's 4 left to go, and I'll speak to you soon.